Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. We're about halfway through round one of this new season, and we have had to make some changes to our way our academic challenge is played due to the pandemic situation. But we still have teams joining us remotely as our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Today's teams are the Commodores of Maury High School. Their coach is Tony Kershasky and William McCone. Opened in 1910, Maury High School is the oldest high school in Norfolk. Its building is an historic landmark. The school is home to the Medical and Health Specialties program in association with Eastern Virginia Medical School. Also joining us remotely today, the Saints of Nansemond Suffolk Academy, coached by Mary Ann Conrad. This college preparatory school is in Suffolk, which is part of the Hampton Roads metro area. This private co-educational school has a total of nearly 900 students in pre-K through 12th grade. And it's so great to have all of these students joining us today. Welcome. Since we can't all be together here in our studio, here's how the gameplay has changed. We will have toss-up rounds with questions directed to each team, alternating between them. The first answer from a team is the accepted answer. In the case of multiple responses, the host and judges will determine who answered first. Plus, new this year, Virginia-based video questions from the Brainy Bunch. We'll have more on that ahead. All right, teams, good luck. Let's start the first toss-up round. The first question goes to Maury High School. In our solar system, what is the fifth planet from the sun? Patrick.
Jupiter.
That is correct. Nansemond, Suffolk. In which country is the city of Benghazi located? That would be in Libya. Maury, this numbers puzzle uses a 9x9 panel grid and the numbers 1 through 9. With a Japanese name meaning single numbers, what is this popular pastime? Patrick.
Sudoku.
That is correct. Nansemond, Suffolk. The 1883 poem Casey at the Bat was set during a dramatic ninth inning of a baseball game in what town? Andrew.
Chicago.
It was set in Mudville. There was no joy in Mudville. Maury, this Jonathan Larson musical tells the story of a group of struggling young artists and musicians in New York City. Name this Pulitzer Prize and Tony Award-winning production based on Puccini's opera La Boheme. Ella.
Rent.
Rent is correct. Nansemond, Suffolk. In this Shakespearean play, one character falls on his sword after the Battle of Actium, while another presses an asp to her breast. Name this work about a Roman and an Egyptian. Catherine.
Anthony and Cleopatra.
That is correct. Maury, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Named after a U.S. president and located in Newport News, what is the more common name for the U.S. Department of Energy's Continuous Electron Beam Accelerator facility?
Reagan. Unmute your mic, please.
Jefferson Labs.
That is correct. Nansemond, Suffolk. In the folklore of the ancient Semites of the Near East, what woman was said to have been a demon or vampire, while in the folklore of the Jews, she is said to have been the first wife of Adam before the creation of Eve? That would be Lilith. Maury, this disease caused by a paramyxovirus results in swelling of the parotid glands in the cheeks. What is this contagious disease against the children that children are immunized against by the MMR vaccine? Reagan. I need you to unmute your mic.
Measles.
It's the other M, it's mumps. Nansemond, Suffolk Academy. About 292 million people speak this as their first language. The modern English word algebra originated as al-jabar in what language common in the Middle East? Adi.
Arabic.
That is correct, Arabic. Maury, he was the only son of Abraham and Sarah. Who was this biblical figure who was nearly sacrificed as evidence of his father's faith in God? Would be Isaac. Nansemond, Suffolk. Which one of the 13 original states of the United States was the last to ratify the U.S. Constitution? Andrew.
New York.
It was actually in 1790, Rhode Island. Maury, this American literary giant, is the author of works including Teddy, A Perfect Day for Banana Fish, and the classic The Catcher in the Rye. Who is it? Ella.
Salinger.
J.D. Salinger is correct. And that buzzer means good job by our team so far, but we've got a lot more questions for them to come. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round. Stay with us for more Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. The team from Maury High School with 50 points, our team from Nansemond Suffolk Academy with 20 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead, but first we want you to meet today's players. Let's start with our team from Maury High School. The Commodores are coached by Tony Kershasky. Patrick Stiles is a junior who wants to pursue an undergraduate degree in chemical engineering, enjoys swimming in his free time, making stained glass and playing tennis, and is a musician, plays cello in the school's orchestra. Our team captain for Maury High School is Reagan Heller, who is a junior. Her hobbies include traveling, tennis, and playing the piano. Wants to go to UVA or Purdue University to major in chemistry, and then hopes to become a pediatric anesthesiologist. Next up is Emily O'Malley. Emily is a junior who wants to attend a college with a good biochemistry program to continue her interest in that field, is part of the Maury Chorus and on the Maury High School swim and tennis teams. And wrapping up our team is Ella Dorsey. Ella's a senior who intends to major in film studies in college. Her hobbies include watching movies, makes sense, and enjoys reading. That is our team from Maury High School. Now let's meet our team from Nansemond Suffolk Academy. Their coach is Marianne Conrad. The Saints are Adi Barot, who is a sophomore who enjoys math and science, plays on the school's varsity soccer team, is vice president of his class, also a member of the Social Justice Club, Helping Those in Need Club, and the school's Quiz Bowl team. Next up is the team's captain, Abby Conrad. Abby's a senior who is secretary of her class. She's president of the Haitian Awareness Club, a member of the varsity cross country, basketball, lacrosse, and track teams, and is the technology intern at the school. Next up is Andy Butte, who is a junior. He's junior class vice president, attended Nansemond Suffolk Academy since second grade. He's a musician, plays the snare drum in the school's marching band, also an athlete. He runs cross country. He fences, he's an active Boy Scout, and enjoys hiking, camping, and fishing as well. And wrapping up our team is Katherine Hutchinson, who is a senior who spends time on stage as an active member of the theater program at the school, is founder and president of the Women's Health Club at school, and enjoys reading novels and pursuing art. That is our team from Nansemond Suffolk Academy. It's great to have all of these students here with us today, and now they're going to play the category round. Each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If a team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, we'll give them a 20-point bonus. Teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are athletic nicknames, leading men, and first ladies. And we note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. And in this round, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Maury High School. So Reagan, please unmute your mic and quickly talk it over with your teammates and let me know what category you would like to play.
First ladies.
All right. Given the name of a U.S. president, provide the first name of his wife, the First Lady. The first is Barack Obama.
Michelle.
Correct. Bill Clinton.
Hillary.
Correct. Abraham Lincoln.
Mary.
Correct. John Adams.
Abigail.
Correct. Ronald Reagan.
Nancy.
Correct. George Washington.
Martha.
Correct. John Kennedy.
Jacqueline.
Correct. Donald Trump.
Melania.
Correct. James Madison.
Dolly.
Correct. And finally, George H.W. Bush.
Barbara.
That is correct, and that is a sweep of the category and a 20-point bonus for our team from Maury High School. Good job. All right, Nansemond Suffolk Academy, either athletic nicknames or leading men. Abby, what would you and your team like to play? Please unmute your microphone for me.
Leading men, please.
All right, given the name of movies, identify the movie's leading men. Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World.
What is Chris Pratt?
Correct. The Dark Knight and American Hustle.
Our answer is Christian Bale.
Correct. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and Cry Macho.
Our answer is Clint Eastwood.
Correct. The Hangover and American Sniper.
Pass.
Bradley Cooper. Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars.
Our answer is Harrison Ford.
Correct. Noah and Gladiator.
Our answer is Oral Supra.
Repeat for me, please.
Russell Crowe.
That is correct. Apollo 13 and Forrest Gump.
Our answer is Tom Hanks.
Correct. Training Day and Malcolm X.
Pass.
Denzel Washington. The Bourne Ultimatum and The Martian.
Our answer is Matt Damon.
Correct. And finally, The Aviator and Titanic.
Our answer is Leonardo DiCaprio.
That is correct. Sounds like you watch a few movies there. Good job by our team from Nansemond Suffolk Academy. Good job by both of our teams in the category round. Up next, we'll have another toss-up round when we return with more Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Maury High School with 120 points and Nansemond Suffolk Academy with 60 points. And now it's back to another toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Again, our questions this season are being directed team to team, alternating between them. Anyone on that team may answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. There are no point deductions for an incorrect answer. Our first question in this round goes to the team from Nansemond Suffolk Academy. In 1912, this sunken ship was refloated, then submerged in deep water in the Gulf of Mexico with full military honors. Which ship's 1898 sinking at Havana led to the Spanish-American War? Catherine?
The Maine.
That is correct, the USS Maine. Maury, what Bronx-based Major League Baseball team members wear uniforms referred to as pinstripes? Ella?
The Yankees.
That is correct, the New York Yankees. Nansemond Suffolk, written by Julius Bellamy in 1892 and published in Youth's Companion, name this work that was recited to the flag almost daily by generations of American school children. Catherine?
The Pledge of Allegiance.
That is correct. Maury, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the sum of the coefficients in the equation 2x plus 3y equals 18? Correct answer is 5. Nansemond Suffolk, pencil and paper may be needed. For Father's Day, Lee bought a $35 necktie for his dad. Jane spent $18 on golf balls for her dad, and Archie brought a pair of slippers worth $44 for his dad. If the kids all paid in dimes, how many dimes did they spend total? Would be 970 dimes. Maury, in chapter 3 of this novel, Joe thinks Laurie is going off to college only to find out that he's only 15 years old. Name this novel by Louisa May Alcott in which Joe grumbles, Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents. Ella?
Little Women.
That is correct. Nansemond Suffolk Academy, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
In what church did Patrick Henry deliver his "Give me liberty or give me death" speech?
It's here in Richmond. It's St. John's Episcopal Church. Maury High School named the Irish poet and playwright who wrote The Importance of Being Earnest and The Picture of Dorian Gray. Ella.
Oscar Wilde.
That is correct. Nansemond Suffolk, what is the type of brown-bodied, white-headed bird depicted holding arrows and an olive branch on the U.S. presidential seal? Andrew.
Bald eagle.
That is correct. Maury, in what 1893 patriotic poem, song by English professor Kathy Bates will you find the phrase, "amber waves of grain"? Ella.
America the Beautiful.
That is correct. Nansemond Suffolk Academy, which Shakespearean work is often subtitled The Moor of Venice? Catherine.
The Merchant of Venice.
That would be Othello. Maury, had plans been successful, he would have been killed at Kirkwood House. Instead, the next morning, Salmon P. Chase came to Kirkwood to administer the oath of office. Name this man who became the U.S. president after the 1865 events at Ford's Theater. Ella.
Andrew Johnson.
That is correct, after the assassination of Lincoln. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead, and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores as we head into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Maury High School with 170 points, Nansemond Suffolk Academy with 90 points. And in this final toss-up round, the point score for correct answer is doubled. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we're directing questions to each team, and anyone on the team can answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. All right, our first question in this final round goes to Nansemond Suffolk Academy. The election of a U.S. president is set by law to be held on the Tuesday following the first Monday in November. What is the latest date that election could be held? Andrew.
December 14th.
Actually is November 8th. Maury, first explored by Captain James Cook in 1770, this natural wonder is located in the Coral Sea off the northeast coast of Australia. What is the name of the world's largest coral reef? Patrick.
The Great Barrier Reef.
That is correct. Nansemond Suffolk. Dave Arneson and Gary Gygax developed what role-playing game using medieval characters and mythical creatures that became a national sensation in the 1970s and 80s? Abby.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Correct. Maury, averting the outbreak of war in 1938, Benito Mussolini, Edouard Daladier, and Neville Chamberlain, along with Adolf Hitler, negotiated what act of appeasement that did not lead to peace in our time? Be the Munich Pact or Munich Agreement. Nansemond Suffolk. This man had success with football programs at Florida and Ohio State. Name this current coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Adi.
Urban Meyer.
That is correct. Maury, a concave lens forms this type of image if the object is between the lens and its focal point. It is also the name given to a computer reality simulation that allows the user to interact and see results in real time. What is this word? Patrick.
Inverted.
It's actually virtual, kind of what we're doing today. Nansemond Suffolk, at over 2,300 miles and covering 10 states, what is the longest river in the United States? Adi.
Mississippi River.
It's actually the Missouri River. Maury, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the smallest positive integer which is divisible by both 12 and 15? that would be 60. Nansemond, Suffolk. A fraction is a symbol representing an indicated division, which can yield a decimal representation of the fraction. What type of decimal fractions are illustrated by 1 over 5, 17 over 80, and 1 over 8?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Certainly. A fraction is a symbol representing an indicated division, which can yield a decimal representation of the fraction. What type of decimal fractions are illustrated by 1 over 5, 17 over 80, and 1 over 8? Abby?
Repeating decimals?
They're actually called terminating or finite or ends in zero equivalents. After making a solemn renunciation of the Copernican doctrine of heliocentricity before the Inquisition of 1633, which scientist, Maury, referring to the Earth, allegedly whispered, "But still, it moves"? Ella?
Galileo?
That is correct. Nansemond, Suffolk Academy, known as a rapper for such songs as Mama Said Knock You Out. For 13 seasons, this man has been playing Special Agent Sam Hanna on the TV show NCIS Los Angeles. Name this versatile entertainer. Andrew?
LL Cool J.
That is correct. Maury, pure examples of these molecules contain a 1-to-1 ratio of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Name these biological molecules that include fructose, cellulose, and sucrose. Patrick?
Carbohydrates.
Correct. And that buzzer is the end of our game. While our judges double-check the final score, we want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. If you'd like to find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of our show on our YouTube page. As we continue round one of our new season of Battle of the Brains, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from Glen Allen High School in Henrico County and Charlottesville High School. And now here's the final score for today's match. Wrapping up with 150 points, our team from Nansemond, Suffolk Academy. A good job by Adi, Abby, Andy, and Catherine. Thank you so much for joining us this season. Our winners today with a final score of 230 points, our team from Maury High School. Congratulations to Patrick, Reagan, Emily, and Ella, and we will see you in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains. We'll see you back here next Saturday morning. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.